There was a sweet bell. I'm gonna go here, snipe this team, then snipe this team, then snipe dude. It's all planned, man. I see the spawns, I see everywhere.
Just like that. We go here, then we snipe here, we snipe there. Alright. Alright. Okay, this video will be a little bit different from my usual videos. But yeah. Basically what happened was I was really bored. I was watching Rakta and playing some solos, since Rakta inspired me to play a little bit of sniper. And here we are. At the start of the match, just grab or three clues and then you will see how this whole thing unravels. Lock bay did. Since the boss was in lock bay and I wanted to snipe a little bit, I went to Blanchett, you know, oh wow, most like iconic duo, Sniper Blanchett Tower, but when I went over there, somebody was already in Blanchett. Obviously I was curious what they are doing over there, like, if they spawned in the top corner of the map, they shouldn't be in Blanchett anymore, so I was like, huh. We maybe have some other snipers here, right next to us. So I went to investigate. At this point, I was actually really confused. My prediction was that they're gonna go up in the tower where I was planning on going, but the gunshot sounded more like they were in the swamp, and I was kinda like, but why? Okay. I decided to just ignore the boss and said like, fuck it, we can snipe next match. But I was actually curious, like, what was going on here? Like, why are there like two different Mosins just blasting in the swamp? Like, they were clearly not heading for extract because this whole thing went on for like a minute or two. And they kept firing from the same spot in the swamp over and over again. So I was trying to be sneaky. What are you doing back there? Followed the sounds, and eventually we found them. I see. Since I was just curious what was going on, I decided to not shoot them yet. I wanted to see like, is this like a new way of KD farming? Is there like some special angle to it? Like, are they fighting someone? So I was just watching, you know, lurking around a little bit, kinda trying to figure out what was actually happening. Those guys were sniping for like another minute or two in that same position in the swamp. Then they rotated into Blanchett, sniped a little bit from the tower, but then something interesting happened. You heard those crows right there in Lock Bay? After those crows, the same team that I was like kinda following around for the last 5 minutes went back to their position in the swamp. And at this point I was kinda like, there's something fishy going on here, I believe. Because what's the difference between like sniping from Blanchett Tower and sniping from that little hut there in the swamp? Go back here again. At this point in time, I said, screw it, like you saw, nobody picked up the bounty yet, and I was like, let's just kill them and go into the next match. After my initial kill, I obviously missed my second one, but let's not talk about that one. I was very convinced that I have to push right now. Those guys were clearly KD farming. So if I don't push this right now, I will never catch them. Obviously, when you're approaching KD farmers, you have to be careful, because what's the KD farmer's favorite loadout? A sniper and a dodge. So, while clearly heading towards them, I was making sure that I'm not like tripping over some kind of cane gremlin sitting in a bush and spamming me down with a dodge. Since I was very convinced that those guys were just KD farming and the bounty was heading in the opposite direction of me, I decided to just camp the buddies. Until the very last possible second. You know, apply some extra salt to the wounds. Because what if those KD farmers are like, not just KD farming, but they're like cheesing like a kill streak or something, you know? Gotta do what you gotta do sometimes. And like you see here, they had a third teammate, who never came to retrieve the bodies. He probably just went to another extract. Unfortunate, my dude, unfortunate, my dude. But what was the point of the last 6.5 minutes of you watching this? I will show you right now. You know, I went back into the bayou and tried to figure out what they were doing from that position. After probably an hour of trying to get into a daytime Stillwater bayou map, we finally did it and we went back to the crime scene. I tried to remember where exactly they were standing, and after a little bit of repositioning, we finally found the spot. You see here how the whole area in Log Bay is not rendered. There is no boss layer, there are like some details that you can like recognize, there are some windows, some doors, stuff that gets forced by the game to always be rendered. But apart from that, walls do not exist right now. When I get a little bit closer, Log Bay is rendered again. It took me a while to figure out like what exactly was causing this de-rendering, but if you pay close attention, you probably have spotted it already. You see here how every time we change the area from Blanchett to Cypress Huts, Log Bay either renders in or de-renders completely. And I will tell you exactly why. Alright, let's open up the hunt map, activate compound borders, and find the spot where we were just before. Alright, there you see the little peninsula, there you see Log Bay. Let's zoom in a little bit, and there it is, right between the compound border of Blanchett and Cypress Huts. And like you saw already, every time we enter the Blanchett area, we render Log Bay. If we enter the Cypress area, we de-render it. But why? Like, what's the logic behind all that? And I guess the simple answer to that is performance. When the Hunt developers created this game, or maybe it's CryEngine, I am not sure, but you see, if you're like 2 compounds away, the devs decided that you don't need to render all the textures. Because what's the point? You shouldn't be able to see the compound anyways. You know, save some resources, higher the FPS. But I guess they missed some spots, because from that position you can clearly see log bay. And I can guarantee you there are like hundreds of spots like that in Showdown right now. I will show you a few more, not because I want you to abuse it, but just to show you that they exist and how broken it is. Especially when you add Spitzer ammunition to the equation, it becomes beyond busted. You have the high penetration power, you have the 320 meters and even more headshot range. So if somebody stands still while waiting on the banishment inside a compound, you can just kill them through the wall, and probably nothing will stop your Spitzer bullet. Alright, but what's the point of making this video, you're probably asking right now? Like, me showing you this will probably just lead to an influx of players abusing this. And yeah, it probably will. But that's just the price we have to pay for the devs to finally fix this. Because I'd rather have like horrendous 2 weeks, 3 weeks of people abusing this than this bug being in the game like so many other bugs for the next months, if not years. And yeah, don't expect to not get banned for this, because this bug is you actively exploiting. It's not like the bug we had 3 months back before Christmas, when you would like spawn into the bayou and the compound wasn't there, and as soon as you de-render the compound or like the whole map exists again. This bug right here, you are actively abusing. There is no random element to it, you just decide to do it. So in my opinion it's cheating. So I hope the devs find some way to fix it, or at least they will see this, and we can make them aware of the current situation. If you made it this far into the video, I want to thank you very much for watching through the last 12 minutes, and I see you guys in the next one.